Texas stands out with an unrivaled energy sector, a population growth rate that's 4 times the national average, and a burgeoning tech industry that's fast approaching Silicon Valley status. The Lone Star State is on a path to becoming the leading power in America, and the evidence is clear. Forget California's vast economy and entertainment dominance, or New York's global influence in finance, fashion, and the arts. Texas is set to surpass the rest of the U.S., and the data supports this claim. But how did this happen? How did a sparsely populated, desolate area on the edge of the fading Spanish Empire evolve into a global powerhouse in just a few centuries? Let's explore. Texas may not be the largest state by land or population, but it ranks highly in both areas and in many other influential categories. Its growth trajectory is notable, especially in areas you might not have considered. Let's begin with the population. In 2020, California had a substantial lead with about 10 million more people than Texas, 39,538,223, to be exact. While 10 million is a significant difference, there's an important detail to note. Texas has experienced the highest population increase among all U.S. states over the past decade. This is crucial because a larger population translates to greater political power, especially in the U.S. House of Representatives. But first, a quick look at Texas's history reveals the scale of this population growth and why California might be feeling uneasy. It took 6 U.S. censuses before Texas joined the Union. Virginia led as the most populous state in the first 2 censuses, followed by New York, which held the top spot for 150 years. The mid-20th century saw a shift as settlers moved west and south, boosting states like California, Florida, and Texas. By the 1960s, Texas was the 6th most populous state with 9.5 million residents, trailing Ohio, Illinois, Pennsylvania, California, and New York. The 1970 census marked the fall of New York from first place, with California taking over. Texas climbed to 4th place, showing a significant 16.9% increase to nearly 11.2 million people. In 1980, Texas rose to 3rd place with a population of 14.2 million. Despite a 19.4% increase in 1990, it remained 3rd, behind New York and California. The 1990s saw the gap between California and other states widen significantly. By 2000, Texas had moved into 2nd place with over 20 million residents, while California continued to hold the top spot. Texas's growth rate was notably faster, a trend that persisted into the 2010s with Texas growing by 20.6% to 25 million people, compared to California's slower growth to 37.2 million. In the 2020s, Texas's growth of 15.9% brought its population to 29.14 million, while California grew by just 6% to 39.54 million. The gap between the 2 states shrank from 13 million to 10.4 million during the early 21st century and continues to narrow. The COVID-19 pandemic further impacted California, leading to a population decline of about 500,000 between April 2020 and July 2022. In contrast, Texas's population grew by almost 900,000 during the same period. By July 2022, the population gap between California and Texas fell below 10 million, with California having just over 39 million and Texas over 30 million. Texas's growth shows no signs of slowing, with the gap expected to reduce to fewer than 8 million people by 2024. If current trends continue, Texas is projected to surpass California in population sometime in the 2040s. Turning to political influence, Texas's growth translates into significant power in the U.S. House of Representatives. With 38 representatives, Texas holds 8.7% of the 435 seats and over 7% of the electoral votes needed to win the U.S. presidency. This makes Texas a key player in presidential elections, historically leaning Republican since 1976. Texas is also influential in major national debates on issues like immigration and healthcare. The state's economic power is a major factor in its rising prominence. As of 2023, Texas boasts the 2nd largest economy in the U.S. with a GDP of $2.56 trillion, representing 9.37% of the national GDP. If Texas were a country, it would rank 8th globally, surpassing Brazil, Canada, Russia, Australia, and Spain. Texas's economic strength stems from various industries. Austin is a tech hub, rivaling Silicon Valley, while Dallas excels in finance, housing numerous Fortune 500 companies. Houston, the energy capital, thrives on oil and gas, and San Antonio is known for its military presence, tourism, and growing cybersecurity sector. Each city contributes to Texas's overall economic might. Additionally, Texas's growth is not confined to major cities. Industries like aerospace and agriculture are spread across the state, supporting a robust economy. The Dallas-Fort Worth, DFW, area, for example, has added nearly 1.5 million residents since 2010, making it one of the fastest-growing metropolitan areas in the country. The Texas Triangle, encompassing Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas-Fort Worth, is home to over 22 million people, or 3/4 of the state's population. Texas also leads in exports, with $444 billion in goods exported in 2023, far surpassing California's $178 billion. Texas is also home to 55 Fortune 500 companies, compared to California's 53. High-profile relocations, such as those of Caterpillar, Charles Schwab, and Oracle, highlight Texas's appeal to major corporations. The state's business-friendly environment, including no state income or capital gains taxes, attracts both large and small businesses. Texas's real estate market, with significantly lower home prices compared to other major states, also drives its growth. The state's strong housing market, with over 80,000 homes available in 2023, is further bolstered by a booming construction sector. Finally, Texas's connectivity contributes to its economic success. The Texas Triangle benefits from excellent transportation links, with Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport being one of the busiest globally. The state's airports serve as major hubs for airlines like American Airlines and Southwest Airlines, facilitating efficient travel and commerce.